It is now my honor and privilege to introduce the 9th president of San Diego State University, Dr. Adela, Della Torre.
Thank you, Chimizi. Good morning, San Diego State University. Buenos dias, San Diego State University. I have to say, this is a university that's blessed with bright and articulate and thoughtful students. I look forward to working with the students and faculty and staff and recognize fully the importance of shared governance. And I believe it was President Black that was at the forefront in really developing this important model here at San Diego State. I need to thank all of the search committee members, thank you, the advisory committee members, and I'd like to echo what Chimizi said about President Roche. Thank you. Your service at San Diego State University over the last 30 years, over the last 3 decades, has been impressive. I could not walk onto this podium without the leadership of President Roche and her willingness to serve. Most important today, I think what has really struck me about San Diego State is its can-do spirit. In fact, there are 2 reasons why I was attracted to San Diego State. One was its ethos statement, leadership starts here. What I noticed is that San Diego State in every domain, whether it is its interdisciplinary PhDs, its entrepreneurial programs, its new building in science and engineering, its goal to really have high-impact classes that really transform students' lives. Everything they do, everything that they touch, creates the kind of change that we need to create a great society. San Diego State is a great public research institution. It's nationally recognized. It's recognized in every critical domain that I value and hold dear: teaching, research, and community service. I have to say I was impressed because as an economist, I always look at data. And when I saw the 6-year graduation rate of over 75%, yes, a hair above it, that in itself told me a lot about the issues of access and affordability and opportunity for our students at San Diego State. And I certainly plan to build on these student success initiatives. Moreover, what I really am impressed, and today when I was walking in the audience, I had the opportunity to meet with some faculty, and they were able to share with me some of the projects that they're working with their students, is this real commitment to teacher scholars. Meaning they are very, very proud of engaging students in research. And why is that important? Because until students are in the field and use tools in innovative ways, we can't really tackle the global problems of tomorrow. Things like global warming, things like health disparities, many, many areas that are critical to the success and future of not only this state, this nation, and the world. So I'm excited by this commitment by the faculty. I'm excited about their commitment to interdisciplinary scholarship. And I know they will empower our students for the future. They will become the leaders, you know, for our country and for the world. One of the other areas that I'm really excited about is the creation of the intellectual incubators so that our students aren't isolated in academic silos, away from the real world. This is going to be key in terms of student success and professional success. I think what we see today is that whether it's in science, social science, humanities, and arts, that we need to expose our students to complex ideas, to complex spaces, to nurture them so that they can see things in multiple dimensions, so that they can incubate the new ideas. They can create the new solutions to the problems of the future. So one of the things that's important is that when I look at these great programs, when I look at these great buildings like the new interdisciplinary science and engineering building, I realize that my role will be critical in bolstering the funding, which supports this innovative spirit and these programs. Again, walking in the audience, I was talking to the faculty. We have these wonderful NSF, NIH grants. We can get more. We're a Hispanic serving institution. We can get more. We have an opportunity to partner with UCs with strategic doctoral programs so that the pathway of graduate education is not for a unique few, but for many. And San Diego State can be the innovative leader in these areas. I think we're at another point that is remarkable, and that is the commitment of our students, faculty, and community to issues regarding social justice. When I looked at the service, the community service of students, not just here in the US, but on the other side of the border as well, they're providing health services. They're providing community support. They're feeding. They're clothing individuals who need clothing. They're creating opportunities for housing. And this is critical in a binational region where we need to build bridges, not only in a sense of understanding, but in terms of creating the kind of world that will allow for diversity of culture, diversity of perspectives, diversity of experience, have real value. You should be proud of San Diego State University because it serves the entire region. Not just San Diego County, but Imperial County. I can't tell you, one of the other factors that impressed me were the Imperial Valley campuses and the promise of, again, greater impact for communities that have been historically underserved. We are a campus that's cutting edge. We are the most diverse campus in terms of enrollment. And because of that, that will be our strength. We are incredible in strength because of our alumni. Just in this region, we have over 200,000 alum. This makes us incredibly influential. We have local leaders in government. We have founders, we have CEOs. We have individuals who are creating startups and heading community groups. And all of that makes us strong, and all this makes it an opportunity for us to capitalize on these wonderful relationships. I hope you are proud of all that this university has accomplished, because I know I am proud, and I am proud to serve in this role. But there's one more thing I have learned about this university, and that is you always, always, always aspire for greater heights. It's funny, when I spoke to many about San Diego State before I even applied, everyone said to me, San Diego State has broken the mold. It broke the mold decades ago in its direction to look at itself as a research institution, creating the kinds of synergies necessary to get there. And it also created incredible opportunities for students by focusing on high impact areas such as programs as international programs abroad and internships with business. The greatness of San Diego State is something that we will always remember, but the future is even more important. One of the things that I hope to do is to apply the lessons, listen to the stories, learn from the relationships, and build a future that creates and sustains the greatness of San Diego State. I've been impressed by the strategic plan, Building on Excellence. It's clear that you've met many of those goals, but I envision the next plan to be one of strategic excellence. We know that we're excellent in many, many ways, but how can we look at our comparative advantages, both in terms of where we're regionally placed, in terms of our expertise, in terms of our students, in terms of our staff? How can we really capitalize on that in creating a growth trajectory so that we can meet our goals? I envision us working together. I want us to share a vision of student success. I want to make sure that our community partners are fully on board in what we do. I want us to understand that we can capitalize on being a Hispanic serving institution, and as well as our border location. I think we're going to have many opportunities to develop unique funding streams, and I look forward to that. As a faculty member who has developed many, many programs abroad, and have worked with colleagues who worked abroad, I can attest to high-impact programs and the transformational nature of those. So again, I encourage us, faculty, students, and staff, to challenge us to continue in exploring and developing these high-impact practices so our students can continue in having the most important skills to develop their professional dreams and aspirations. I also want to highlight that I support our faculty, staff, and students in accessing the American dream, regardless of their immigration status. We are here together. Aquí en la Universidad de San Diego State, todos tendrán la oportunidad de llegar a su propio punto de éxito. And I promise we all of our students will have that opportunity to be successful. Strategic excellence will mean taking advantage of opportunities like the new campus in Mission Valley. Expansions are complicated and require dedicated long-term efforts. I know this from overseeing efforts of expansion of housing and trying to meet areas of need of our students, such as food insecurity. The benefits to San Diego State and to San Diego are worth the hard work. I'm here today to pledge my support and commitment to this important opportunity for the campus. We will build a world-class university campus with a research center and stadium venue that will spur new discoveries and economic development. I want to just digress a bit and tell you a little story because it's important to me on a personal level. My mother yesterday turned 95. So before I took the 3:30 flight to this morning to San Diego, I drove to Berkeley, and I was there surrounded by my sister, my nieces and nephews, my daughters, her great-grandchildren, about 6 of them, and 8 great-grandchildren. And what I remembered, this is a tradition in my family. We always start with Las Mañanitas, and then we sing Happy Birthday, which is a Spanish song. And in Las Mañanitas, you go, it's a really wonderful song because in it, it talks about when the sun rises and the birds sing. I don't know if those are familiar with it. But what it's really speaking about is that important day of your birth and really the importance of the new day. And when we were singing that song, I had to reflect, and I saw my mother there very happy and proud. And I realized then some important synergies in my life. Leadership starts here. Well, at that moment, leadership started there for my family with my mother at that 95th day. And what I want to say from the heart is leadership starts with all of you. Just as my mother's planted the seed for a family of daughters, of grandchildren, of great-grandchildren, of in-laws, the expansion is endless, you too are going to plant those seeds and help me in this new role. I want to ask you to share your leadership. I want to ask you to be generous with your leadership. And I look forward to working with you in this new chapter in San Diego State University's history. Muchísimas gracias, many thanks.